Best of R / entitled parents episode 51. So I just got let go from my job, as I was a seasonal hire, and my last check was about $250. My ED has decided that since I'm under his roof it belongs to him, so he forced me to take it out at an ATM and hand him the cash. I was going to use that money to fix my car, but now I have no money, no job, and my car's not starting. And yes, $250 from that check was all my saving because he demands 50% of each paycheck for rent, read, drugs, or he'll kick me out, which he can legally do since I'm 18. I have an interview Tuesday at 7 AM, but the buses don't run that early and I have no car, so there's no way I can make it there. Everything just seems so hopeless because my dad cannot seem to fathom that his decisions affect other people. Edit. I'm dumb and can't edit the title, but I meant ED not EM. Edit 2. I can't go to the police because my mom is the sweetest person ever and it would break her heart. He also helps care for her as she has cancer. Thank you. Next. This is a repost from an incident that happened last year and I fixed the previous mistakes. This happened as me and my brother were on our way from school. We stopped by the service station, petrol station for you non-Aussies, grabbing some things to buy when we hear our Karen for this story, as per usual, complaining about something. We were near the freezers grabbing our respective beverages when we hear a shout. Karen, where is the sugar? I am not going to pay for this without any sugar. Karen was making a coffee and due to there being no sugar decided to make a scene in order to get compensation. The poor employees were offering to get her sugar from the back room to restock the sugar, but she wasn't satisfied. Oh no, she wasn't. She demanded extra compensation for this travesty. The employees are attempting to reason with the Karen, those poor unfortunate souls, but I suppose that Karen has had enough of doing the usual Karen items on the agenda. But she de-escalated the situation, somehow breaking Karen physics, then proceeds to leave, without paying, to complain at her friends/family about the abomination that had just occurred. TL. Dr. Karen demands that employees accommodate her every need, but surprisingly stops it early and technically steals her coffee. Edit. Words. Thank you. Next. This happened this morning and I can't stop thinking about it. Backstory. So this was in Madrid. I was traveling from a city near Asturias and Galicia to Valencia to see part of my family. We are all from North Spain, but they moved when they retired, before going to Paris. I'm leaving UK because Brexit and moving to France. I decided to make a stop in the capital and drink and eat something because I didn't had breakfast. I parked outside the center. If you don't know, you can't park in the center if you don't have a car that's zero emissions or eco. My Audi A7. 37. €0. Important later. It's a B since it's from 2013 and uses diesel. Can't get in without paying for parking. I take a small walk to Sibyl's, did a bit of tourism and eated my breakfast. I got back to my car. As I'm getting in the car I hear aloud, "Hey you the Audi man." Ah shit, here it starts. EM. Entitled mother. EK. Entitled son. Heroic man. PO1. Police officer. Me. The Audi man. EM. Yes you. Gets closer. EM in a sweet tone. "Hi, are you the Uber we just called?" Me. No I'm not. M. Act surprised, did you just cancel my ride? Me getting closer to her because I knew crazy women's tend to dent cars as I saw in this sub. Lady. I don. EM. Shut up. I need to get to Seville fast, and as compensation for make my child uncomfortable you will do it for free. EK. Mommy, I want a ride on the sea. EM uses his hand to make him shut up. Me. Okay, first don't dare to interrupt me or I. EM. Excuse me? Or I what? Me. Don't tell me I didn't warn you. Gets in the car. EM blocks me the path to drive away. Me in a more aggressive tone. Okay, get out of the road or I will push you away. Meanwhile this happens. EK is getting on the co-pilot seat while we're arguing. EM. Okay, I'll leave, goodbye mother. Oof. EM tries to get in the car. Now I'm not really strong. I made sports, but I do things like running that doesn't affect too much my arms, just my legs. As quickly I saw this I grabbed her by the arm and moved her to walk side. EK gets out fast and tries to punch me in my nuts. I somehow dog him and make him punch his own mother. Now, EM has been screaming rapist help rapist during the whole time, and people are starting to send me death glares since my country is really concerned about violence against women. People started to try to get her out of my reach, ever punching me without knowing my history's side. After getting her far away, I'll let her go and try to go to my car, but the people there tries to stop me. Sure enough, a police officer pulls over, luckily blocking the Audi path. Important later. He rushes when I already let the women go and pulls without knowing my side his gun. P.O. Get on the ground now. Me. But you didn't listen to my side. P.O. I said get on the ground before I shot. Sir, this man is innocent. I saw the whole thing. EM gets nervous. EM. Thanks P.O. Well, I have to leave, goodbye. She then rushes to my car just to see that the car begin blocked by the P.O.'s car. She then grabs EK like it was a baby and runs over the street. When the P.O. finally understands what is going on, she has already left. I get the P.O.'s car plate to get revenge, as well as his P.O.'s number. I press charges against him for illegal retain, negligence against her, robbery, and for intimidating me with a gun. I thank the guy with 10 euros for saving my ass and get on my way. I finally reached Valencia and I'm happy to be with the family and an awesome history. I'll keep you guys updated about the charges. Edit. Grammar. Edit 2. Thanks for the silver. It's impressive when somebody spends money on you. Thanks so much, stranger. Edit 3. So I got a call from the police department and turns out the police department fired him and got a recording of the situation and they are trying to find the woman. Yay. I also got sent a copy of the footage, but my country doesn't allow to publish the video as the data protection law stipulates. My lawyer has now the original copy and he will study if I can report any more charges. I'd like to thank for the silver again. Edit 4. 2 silvers? That's insane. Edit 5. 3 silvers. Thank you so much, guys. Edit 6. Okay, this is really insane. 4 silvers and 2k upvotes. Thank her, everybody. Thank you. Next. So, I'm not sure if this is the place to post this, but I have a story. So basically, my friend, 17F, was dating this guy, 18M, for about a year or so. He was incredibly manipulative and our whole friend group despised him. He spread rumor about his friends. Couldn't keep friends for more than a few months. Would break up with her when she didn't let him invade her privacy, checking her phone etc. And cut her off from all of her old friends to the point where her only male friends were 2 guys. One was gay and the other was gross, creepy, and considered undateable by many people. So anyway, they argued a lot, and eventually broke up for good. Of course, she was very upset, and later found out that he cheated on her. This is where M comes in. Due to her frustration, she sent him some messages that were not very nice, nothing serious, just the usual how dare you rant. Later that day, M texts her, says that she needs to leave her son alone and that her parents wouldn't like to hear how horrible their angel was being to my son. She then said it wasn't cheating because you weren't together at the time and a lot of similar things, acting as if her son was oh so innocent. She then threatened to contact the police, saying your job won't want you if you've got a criminal record. All because she could not accept that her son could do anything bad. Thank you. Next. My mother is the epitome of the Karen, and she's batshit, which makes her Karenness more intense. Stories of her entitled behavior are myriad. This is the tale of the time she demanded a security guard take off his glasses. So, my mother, her most recent husband, myself, and my brother are all at a night college football game. Per usual, she's in a pissy mood, having been set off by her most recent husband very gently suggesting that she should hold off on getting another cocktail, because heavily poured 5 vodka sodas are typically enough for a college game. In a hoe. Now this has set her off, and she's loudly complaining about anything and everything in sight. The nerve of the lady behind her to chat at a normal volume. How dare I suggest I'll have to get going soon. How disrespectful I am and how she's never going anywhere with me again. Blah 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 fuckety blah. She's not getting any traction with her bitching, so she's scanning the crowd, looking for her prey, and then, she sees it. The unwitting target of her rage that will be forced to obey her, the very nice older gentleman security guard wearing colorblind glasses. She beckons him over, a sinister smile on her heavily botoxed face. Security guard, is everything okay? EM, why are you wearing glasses? It's dark. You're making me feel unsafe. SG, confused. What? Your glasses. It's night. You shouldn't be wearing them. You're security and you are make me feel very unsafe. SG, is that the only thing? Is everything okay? Poor man looks genuinely worried. No, why our glasses ish make me uncomfortable. Me, mom, stop. He's not doing anything to you. Whips head around to look glare at me wild-eyed. Don't you dare interrupt me. Security guard turns to walk away. Redirecting her rage at the poor man. Turn around right now and take them off. Shrieking now. Turn around right now, I'm talking to you. Security guard walks over to another security guard, gestures toward my mother, and they are now clearly laughing at her. I will not be so disrespected. Current husband, hey, come on, just enjoy the game. She's crying now. No, all of you are just awful. She storms off, presumably to go sit in their car and fume. At this point, I'm embarrassed by the association. A good upstanding member of the community right here. / me to SG, hey, I'm so sorry. You aren't doing anything wrong. I'm so sorry. SG just looks at me with such pity. Did you grow up with that? Me, afraid so. Pulls a row of tickets from his pocket. SG, here's some extra drink tickets. I think you might need them. I gave the tickets out to everyone that sat around me, and you Ubered my ass home. And scene. There's a reason I don't speak to her anymore. Thank you. Next. My parents used to own a laundromat, and even though I lived on my own, I would take full advantage of the free laundry. I also got to spend time with my parents / help them clean / watch the place while they left for a few hours, so they didn't mind. I didn't drive, so I had to take the bus. To make things easier, I bought a hockey bag which I loaded all of my laundry into, and lugged back and forth. When I was on the bus, I would place it on the floor in front of me on its side, so yes, it was blocking a little of the aisle, but nothing more than a person standing there, and I would always make sure I was seated in the areas with more room, so people had room to walk around. Enter EM. She had a huge stroller, a 2-seater. One seat had her child in it, maybe 2-3 years old or so, the other was full of groceries. This thing was 3-4 bus seats long. She pulls into the seats directly across from me, and leaves her stroller out a bit blocking the aisle, I assume for extra leg room or something. This, combined with my hockey bag, now completely blocked the aisle, so no one could get past. I see this, and pull my bag as close to me as I can, still not enough room. So I pick up my bag and place it in my lap. There is enough room for people to squeeze by now, just barely. After a few stops, a woman with a walker gets on, and cannot get through, so the bus driver walks over to EM. BD, excuse me ma'am, we're going to need you to pull your stroller a little closer to make room for the other people. EM, there would be plenty of room if someone didn't have their huge bag in the way. I'm not very confrontational, so I just ignored her, plus I couldn't even see her over my bag anyways. BD, well yes, but he has his bag in his lap now. It's your stroller that is blocking the aisle. Technically you're supposed to fold up your stroller when on the bus. I'm only asking you to move it out of the aisle. EM, you'd expect me to fold up my stroller, but yet they can bring a huge bag onto the bus. How is that fair? BD, again, not asking you to fold it up, just to move it out of the way. EM, ugh, whatever. Fine. She pulled it just enough out of the aisle, and the lady with the walker was able to pass. I couldn't see her with my bag blocking my face, but I could feel her eyes glaring at me. About 2 stops before mine, EM pulls the string to get off the bus, and for some reason as she was pulling out, she slams the stroller into me. She had zero issues pulling her stroller in, and this was with my bag in the way, so with my bag now in my lap, she should have even more room than before. Me, son of a b. EM, oops, sorry, didn't have too much room there. She smiled, and took her stroller off. She didn't injure me or anything, but the stroller had hit the bone, so it hurt like heck, and even left a mark. I got off a few stops later, and had to stretch my leg out, but I was able to walk on it no problem. Luckily I never ran into her again, and I moved shortly into a place with my own washer/dryer. Thank you. Next. Sorry for spelling mistakes, I'm on mobile. I had a couple of neighbors right across the street. Oh, they were awful. They'd lie. They'd always think they needed everything. And they were so unhealthy. One of them died from a blood clot from eating so much fast food. Anyway, onto the story. A couple of years ago, my older sister and I had to tear out our whole lawn by hand. It took about a month and a half just to pull all the old grass out, and when we did we had to level the dirt and add in grass seeds. The first time we laid out the dirt, our stupid neighbors ran over the dirt. One of the family members knocked on our door and she forced us to get her car out of our lawn. She did not help at all. My family thought, oh, it's probably just a one-time thing. They ended up doing it 3 more times. We ended up yelling at them, and we parked on the side of the road in front of our house. This infuriated them. See, they are so inconsiderate. They park on other people's property even though we are next to the street and they could go park on their side next to the house. The entitled family decided they were having none of shit. So that night, one of the daughters came and broke our gas cap and keyed our truck. My dad was so mad, and little did the EF know, he had a plan. He went out and bought a camera, set it into the windowsill and pointed it straight at our lawn. The camera didn't record anything, but it was made to scare the family. My dad then went and talked to the bishop of our local church, which we are really good friends with and still talk with to this day. The EF never did anything extremely bad again, and from what I heard, at this time I didn't go to church anymore. The family got called out by our whole neighborhood and everyone hated them. They tried to put the blame on us for being bad neighbors, and they never cared for us. Crap like that. But, after the family heard what their daughter did to our truck, they kicked her out and she wasn't back till a year later. She eventually got kicked out again for yelling at us that we ruined her life and that you needed to pay. We notified the church and they got looked down upon again. Nowadays, they learned not to bug us. And for their gratitude every Christmas they give us crappy Chex Mix in a crappy dollar tin. We never give anything back. Note, they still park on our side of the street and other people's houses. It's quite annoying after 6 years of being their neighbor. Anyway, I just thought about this since a couple weeks ago he gave us a crappy gift to give us a crappy gift. I hope you enjoyed my story.